What's going on, boys? Outlaw here. So today I want to talk offensive playbooks. I found one I really like and I really enjoy. This is kind of what I started off running like from the beginning of the year, and I had a lot of success with it. The playbook we're talking about is New Mexico State. You can see in the bottom right corner over there. That's going to be the one we're talking about. This offense is getting kind of more popularized here lately. A lot of people are starting to run the Ohio State version, but if you're going for like wild close, New Mexico State's a lot better because of this one play it has in it that Ohio State doesn't. But yeah, I've been running this for a little bit now, so I just want to show you guys this playbook, kind of the setups I run in it, and let's get into it. All right, so the formation we're going to be talking about is this normal wild close. It was like really good last year. It's still really good this year. It's not quite as good, I guess, because the Y sale is not as much of a bomb play as it was, but it could potentially get back to that once we get takeoffs and everything else. But as of right now, it's still a really good playbook, and I thoroughly enjoy using it. But yeah, the main reason we're going to be in New Mexico State instead of Ohio State, like a lot of people are running, is for this Y-stick dig play. So let's go ahead and select that. All right, so I went ahead and got on a hash here. So what makes this play really good is that wheel route. You can't hot route wheel routes in your slot receivers anymore, unfortunately. But if we just drag the tight end here, and then if you want to, you can put the running back on a wheel. You can block him, do whatever. I always like the base block. I think base block is better than whatever crap they put in this game this year. But it's pretty nice. You get a nice little like levels concept over the middle of the field. Then you get that wheel route and that post, which is just really good. If you wanted to, you can almost hit that. We didn't get it there, actually. Yeah, we got the tight end over the middle of the field. That's not tight end. That's an outside receiver, my bad. But let's set it up one more time. That's all it is. Drag and a wheel. See if we can go ahead and hit something. You got the tight end underneath. Just a terrible throw there. All right, let's go again. I'm trying to look at this wheel. I'm pretty much just staring at him. Most of the time, he's going to get open, especially versus man. They're not giving us a whole bunch of man looks right here, unfortunately. But that wheel route does a really good job of clearing out for this tight end here. It almost acts like a flat route at first. So the tight end is going to be your first read. You want to read the tight end. He's going to get pulled away as we get it swatted by the D lineman there. We're in practice mode on Heisman, by the way, so that's why it's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. But here, got the in route again. Hit that. Never pass up on the in route. It's a really good route. You can get a lot of rack after that too. But set it up one more time. And I want to show this wheel route of how it gets open. It's kind of getting bagged right now. That is odd. Every time I go to record a video, it always wants to get bagged. But anyways, like I said, really good levels concept over the middle of the field. Boom. The running back wheel route gets open quite a bit too. Let me just see if I can get one more try and get this wheel route open. Yeah, there he bites down and he just fries everybody. You can just lob that over the top. And he still gets a hand on it. The receiver slowed up for some reason. But I'll go ahead and show you in replay mode kind of what happens. These wheel routes are really good along the sideline because if they shade down into a hard flat right here, they usually bump into the crosser. So what happens there is they kind of like speed up a little bit. It's almost like a speed boost around the sideline once the other guy gets behind too. So they just pass him over here. And you can just lob that thing. Yeah, I don't know why, but he just literally slowed up right here instead of catching it in stride. But probably a little bit of an underthrow too. But yeah, that's going to be it for Y-stick dig. I really enjoy that play. All right, so the next play we're going to pick is this PA shot. It's pretty much the same thing as Buckeye verts. It's a new play that was added this year. But you always want to run this to the short side, I think. And it does a really good job against like cover 2, cover 3, cover 4. That kind of in-breaking streak is going to get just kind of over the top of the yellows, and you can just throw it in there. But there's a couple different ways I set this up. I got 4 setups I'm going to show you. The first one, you just want to drag the outside guy, post your tight end, and then streak your running back. That's literally it. And then we're going to watch here. They're playing like a match coverage there, so nothing really got crazy open. If they're playing match coverage, put that running back on a wheel instead of a streak. Most of the time, he'll just fry them. Got the drag there, getting pressured. I should probably start like picking a play to go against instead of just doing random plays. But I feel like it shows off the play more if I'm just doing random plays. But here's an example. Yeah, most of the time there's going to be like a little bit of bumping in that mesh concept. You're going to get the drag open. You're going to get the tight end open. They just kind of fry everything. But what we want to focus on is we're not going to get it here. There's a tight end route. But yeah, this is more for, I mean, it beats everything. But these 2 routes on the outside, they're going to beat drop zone. So hopefully we can get a drop zone. We don't. Let me just go ahead and put a drop zone on. All right, so now we got them in a drop zone. So we're going to go ahead and do the same setup. Drag the outside, post the tight end, and then streak that running back right there. But pretty much what we're going to watch is this triangle here. This is just a cover 3 sky. Watch how he clears over, and you can just fire that in there. And it does that against cover 3, cover 4, cover 2. Cover 2 actually sometimes is a one-play touchdown because he's just going to go like in between the safeties. But this is a really, really good play because of that. I mean, it's a really, really good zone beater. But if they do run man, then you got the right side. It's kind of like a half and half. Left side zone, right half man. Really, really good play. I'd go on a limb and say one of the best plays in the game as we show you there. So let's get into another setup of it. All right, so for this next setup, we're going to go ahead and streak the running back. And then we're going to stem down the corner route on the outside guy. And then you got 2 options for the tight end here. If you think you're getting blitz, go ahead and drag him. If you think you got time, go ahead and post him. We'll drag him here for the sake of it. I'll show you the post too, but it's just the same concept. You got this over a cover 3. And then let's go ahead and drag him again, stem down, streak. Then the drags are always really good. You can always hit those underneath. One more time here. And then those stem down corner routes, they just do a really, really good job of getting like underneath everything. So you can kind of throw those late, pass lead them down. Kind of got swatted there. Not the best we're going against cover 3, which is what we're going against right now. But it's just a really, really good play overall. Let's go ahead and post him now. But this streak does a really good job of getting in between too, where you can hit him here in the seam and then just run it upfield. So let's go ahead and show that post off, and that should be it for this setup. Yeah, easy. Just post over the middle. Kind of crosses with that little end streak. So it's just a really, really good play setup. All right, so the next setup for this is, I call it verts 3, but we're just going to corner out the tight end, put a slot fade on the outside guy, and then flat route the running back. That's all it is. And then you're pretty much just breaking it down to a flood concept and a seam concept. So we always got that seam over here again. That's always going to be open against drop zone, which a lot of people run. A lot of people don't run match. Set it up one more time. And then here, they're not shaded down, hit the flat. If they're not shaded down, hit the flat every time. You'll get 5-6 yards. You can keep moving the chains. So the CPU doesn't shade down. I kind of wish I had a second controller because we're probably not going to be able to show off this tight end corner route unless it just absolutely wins like it does there. So that's perfect. Yeah. It's just as simple as that. Just an easy high-low read. Easy high-low read and a seam read. So like we check here. If for some reason that wasn't there, then we move our eyes to the right side. It's that easy. So let's go ahead and move on to this next setup. All right, for this next setup, I call it verts 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to streak the tight end, slot fade the outside, and then we're going to flat the running back and motion him out. This is like a designated zone beater, and all it really does is it gives you another option to hit the seam. You can kind of hit the seam on both sides. So against a cover 3 especially, it's going to be really, really good. So let's check it here. I mean, we had the seam. I was actually going to see if the tight end got open. He didn't. Okay, I guess I threw that. That works. Let me see if I can kind of show you what I'm talking about here too. So pretty much that slot phase is a clear out. That's it. But yeah, that running back does a good job of getting open too for like 3-4 yards. That's the reason we motion him out. This isn't the best setup against like man. It's definitely not going to beat man unless you just fry somebody over the top. But against zone, you're pretty much just reading the seams. That's all it is. I mean, you're reading the seam here anyways. But if for some reason you think you can get that tight end streak too, like if they're doing like a cover 3 blitz or something like that, then you usually get that tight end seam streak open too. Tight end seam streaks are just really, really good in every game. But we're not going against random defenses anymore, so I doubt I'll be able to show that one off. But it's just a really, really good play setup that I enjoy. All right, so we're back against random plays now, and this is the next play we're going to go over. It's a Y sail. I got 3 setups for this one. Like I said, it's not as effective as last year, but it's still really, really good. It just does a good job of spacing the field out. But yeah, for the first setup, we're just going to drag the slot and just stem down the tight end 1 because he's going to get to a better part of the field. If you wanted to, you could zig the slot. You could return the slot. You can play games with him. That's going to be your guy you kind of got freedom with that you can just kind of play games with. But yeah, so pretty much we're just going to be watching the drag to the flat, working our way up to the corner route, and then back to the inside dig. That's all it is. So like they kind of played underneath there. The CPU doesn't usually do that, so you just hit that corner route. So go ahead and stem him down 1, drag him. I mean, the drag right there is just wide open. If he's wide open, hit him. Set it up one more time. Let's see if we can get this backside dig. Yeah, just easy as that. One of the best plays in the game last year. One of the best plays in the game this year. And it's just a simple setup. Simple setup. That's going to beat pretty much every zone coverage and a lot of man coverages too. All right, so let's get into the second setup of YSL. So the second setup is pretty much going to be one of the same as last year. You're going to, zig or drag your slot receiver. Then we're going to streak the tight end and wheel route the halfback. I thought we were going to get it, but there's a lot of bumping there. A lot of bumping. He was going to be open, but there was a lot of bumping. One of your main reads is going to be this tight end seam streak. Okay, he's just getting bumped to hell right now. But look how wide open that wheel route was too. We're going to get to that one here in a second. I actually just want to show off this tight end seam streak once. Yeah, right there. You can just pass lead that down. Easy. Seams are hard to defend in this game, so if you can just hit the seams consistently, you're going to win a lot of games. But let's go ahead and set it up again. Solid tight end seam streak. Drag's almost always there, especially if you got takeoff over there like we do. All right, same setup again. If for some reason everything else is bag, that wheel route gets wide open. You can kind of just roll out and throw it. It's just as easy as that. And then since we also have that backside dig, might as well show that one off too. He's actually getting kind of played there. Yeah, they must have had a mid-read. Must have been a cover two. I wasn't really paying attention. Probably wasn't a cover two. I'm going to look stupid. But anyways, yeah, hit that in route. Everything gets open on this play. Really, really good setup. All right, so this is what I call YSL 3. This is going to be our third setup of it. Once again, really, really similar to last year. Drag the slot, streak the tight end, motion the running back out. If you catch him behind the slot receiver, you can still put him on a speed out. It's really, really nice to have that outside speed out. It doesn't do as good of a job as it did last year, but I still like to stem him up twice, if nothing else, just for like a distraction kind of route. And it's really going to open up that seam streak a lot more because you're spacing the field out better, and it kind of forces that in-between defender to kind of get out a little bit further. So didn't get the seam streak there, got the underneath. The outside corner did a really, really good job of staying underneath that speed out. If you wanted to, you really ain't got to stem him up. But yeah, you got to catch him right here to get that speed out. You can just leave him where he is and just do something like this. And you can actually hit that. That's a throw you can hit. Not a bad throw at all. But yeah, the speed outs were really, really OP last year. So I can see why they don't want to make him as good this year. I'm actually not mad at it because they were pretty annoying. Hard to defend. Well, I thought we were going to get the dig there, but, well, we're still alive. I thought we were getting sacked. But, yeah, I'll just show it one more time. Really, really good setup. If you're going against a blitz like double mug, watch how we force that defender out. Now he's got to go out there and defend him. And we can just block our tight end. I always like to base block. Yeah, block your tight end. Do something like this. Speed out actually did a really, really good job getting open there. I just wasn't paying attention to it. But, yeah. That's going to be YSL 3. All right, and then last but definitely not least, we got PA snag. Once again, one of the best plays last year. Play action play, so it's going to do really, really good jobs of just not letting those quick jumps activate and negating loop blitzes, which aren't really as big this year. But regardless, still a really good play to have in your bag. So for the first setup, we're going to return route this outside receiver, and then we're going to slant the tight end, and then we're just going to streak the slot receiver. That's it. If you want to put the running back out on a route, maybe like a table route, something like that. I just prefer to block him on a setup like this because you kind of want a little bit of time. What this does is you got a post slant, which is always a really, really good combination, especially against man because there's like a lot of rubbing and meshing. But that post right there is one of the best post routes in the game. And then return routes are really, really good when you're pairing them with something to kind of clear the zones out and get them to go the other way. So let me show you here. It's like that streak's pulling everything that way, so that kind of opens up that return route. I mean, it's just as easy as that. You're just creating space. Go ahead and do it again. Or that slant will get open right there. I mean, it's just a really, really good setup. One of my favorite ones this year. Same thing here. Let's see if we can hit this post over the top. Yeah, you can click on, come back to it. Really, really good post. Gets to a great part of the field. This is one of my favorite setups this year. Let's go ahead and show you just with the running back on a table route. I mean, it's not great, but sometimes, like, okay, I was hoping he'd commit to the return route. Sometimes they'll commit to the return route, and it definitely helps that return route get open. But, yeah, they can go either way with that. You just got to be really quick to read it. Let's see it here. Actually, that slant's just wide open. Everything gets wide open in this play. It's really, really good. Let's go ahead and get to the next setup of it. All right, PA snag 2. So pretty much what we're going to do here is we're just going to drag the slot receiver, and then we're going to streak the tight end, corner route to outside, flat the running back. Now you got a flood concept with a good backside post behind it. It's almost like the Y sail, a little bit different. It's just nice to give them different looks at a different play, or like same looks at different plays, I guess. Because sometimes they'll sit there and bite on that like deep side in route if everything else is kind of bagged. So you got that post on the outside instead, and you'll pretty much get a touchdown. But anyways, yeah, I like to set up base blocking. You got the tight end seam streak right there. You can throw it. Pretty easy to hit. Let's go ahead and set it up again. Like always, you're going to have the drags. They're pretty much always open. Really, really good, especially against zone. And then if they set their hooks to 5 or something like that, then that really does open up the post route even more. Right here, flat route's just wide open, so you might as well hit him. There we got like 8 yards. If you can get 8 yards of play, take it. Make them play hard flats. That's going to be your best way to win games. If you wanted to, you could even stem that guy down. Or you can, I mean, it doesn't matter. You can freestyle around with this formation. It's a really, really easy formation to freestyle around in and kind of put together your own route combos. But let's say they had their hooks on 5. They don't. But and they're taking away that drag. That post is going to be wide open in the back. I mean, if that post doesn't get open anyways, just because it fries everything, especially man coverage. Posts are really good against man coverage this year. But yeah, pretty easy setup, pretty self-explanatory. Let's go ahead and not stem him down, see if I can show off that corner route. Just do it like this. Yeah, he fries, and you kind of pass lead it to the outside and get underthrown. Looks like we had Nico at quarterback again for a little bit. Another thing you can do, if you wanted to, you could actually put the corner route on the tight end. That's going to make it a little bit better and do it like this. Either way really works. I prefer the tight end seam streak, but also the corner route from the tight end gets open a lot more, so it's good to mix those up. Just keep that in mind. Think about it like this. If you want to hit the seams, like especially in like a cover 3 or something, then you want the tight end on a streak. If you want the corner route to get more open, then you put the tight end on the corner and just do a flood concept the same way. Like I said, it works all the same, but definitely gets more open on the corner route when you do it with a tight end. All right, let's get into the next set of PA snag. All right, so PA snag 3. This one's going to be another really, really simple concept. We're just going to go ahead and block the running back, but we're going to put the tight end on a wheel route. This wheel route is pretty much going to be like an extended flat route, I guess, from last year. He's also going to cut up field. We're not really going to be looking for him downfield, to be honest. We're just going to be kind of watching him off the jump. He's going to be our first progression. But then we're going to drag the outside guy over here. And then we're going to streak the slot guy. Simple as this. Go ahead and set up base blocking. But what this does is like, okay, no, somebody else is playing him. Wasn't expecting that. But against like backed off zone or backed off man, that tight end flat route is going to get open quite a bit. There we get the post. Post is always good. That's why we use this play, for that post. But yeah, wheel him, do this. It's just a different setup of like a variation of what we've been doing earlier. Yeah, right here. They don't follow. They're playing backed off. You throw it there. You can get a few easy yards. A few easy yards. All right, got it set up again. And a few easy yards in this game. I put a return route for some reason. I guess you could. Be a good like way to freestyle, especially against man. But yeah, getting a few yards in this game goes a long way because rack is so good. So I mean, it's just important to take your check downs when you can. And then there we got the post just wide open out there. Yeah, I don't call this one a ton, but if I know they're playing like they're not gonna play a tight end, I'll call it. I guess if you wanted to, you could, you know, zig him and then do something like this. That'd be another good setup, I think. I haven't tried that. I was just now thinking about it. Look how good that post route gets open. That's actually kind of crazy, ain't it? But yeah, we'll go ahead and end the video on a touchdown. Those are my favorite setups out of this normal wild close. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back more shortly.